Hey guys, Dom here, back again with another Starfield video. Now, over the last few months, it's safe to say that any news regarding Starfield have been seriously quiet lately. And apart from some fake leaks appearing on the Starfield and Bethesda subreddit for a brief moment, word on Starfield's development have been met with deafening silence. So much so that people are still wondering if Bethesda are gearing up for a massive announcement before their confirmed E3 showcase. Now, if you've been keeping up to date with this channel over the last few weeks, you'll know that Bethesda Rockville, Maryland have been recently preparing and putting together a massive marketing campaign around their next big release. Most likely their sci-fi epic adventure, Starfield, as it is their next big title to release out of Rockville, Maryland. And these thoughts were strengthened by the recent evidence that Rockville, Maryland were hiring for several big marketing and promotional positions for their next big release, such as Rockville, Maryland hiring for a marketing and campaign manager to of course help promote this next big giant single player title. We've also seen Rockville, Maryland looking for a video editor to put together a series of promotional gameplay segments and other promotional trailers for said brand new release, most likely being put together for a presentation or a full reveal at again their upcoming E3 showcase in June. And I have to admit, I believed this was the year. I mean, all the signs were there, all of the above jobs postings, the possibility of Starfield currently being tested due to several QA positions that appeared at the start of the year. The fact that Bethesda's known titles and updates for their current and upcoming games were already being released months before Bethesda's confirmed showcase. It was all leading up to this huge likely announcement for Bethesda Game Studios' next huge title, Starfield. Well, I believed that until now. And the reason for my change of heart is because of a statement that Pete Hines gave in a podcast just yesterday on setting the expectation for this year's E3 showcase. Yes, that's right, if you didn't catch that, Pete Hines yesterday was a guest on the Cool Friends podcast, which I do actually recommend you guys watch, as it was an interesting look into how things have changed for Bethesda over the last few years and the actual real world stress something like Fallout 76 put on Pete Hines personally and how it changed the company. He also alludes to some of the corporate decisions that were happening behind closed doors and how he felt on the decisions made on the terrible service that was Fallout First, and how he wasn't very comfortable pushing a product like this and how it truly made him feel wrong. I mean, he doesn't outright say those things, but you can read between the lines on what he's really saying and feeling here. But moving on, about an hour and 12 minutes into the podcast, the focus shifts to this year's E3 showcase, and it's here that Pete Hines touches on the subject of Bethesda Game Studios being involved in this year's event, and how he confirms that Todd and his team won't be in attendance to this year's E3 showcase, nor will they have anything to show us at this year's E3 showcase.
How do I put this properly? I have limited control over what we're going to talk about at E3, right? Mm-hmm. Because I am not the studio director of all of the studios making all of our games.
You should be. Should we put in a letter of recommendation somewhere?
If I could have everybody has all of their stuff at an amazing point to show all of it, that makes my life super easy. That never happens, ever. Right? So it's always like, well, what has everybody got? How far along are they? What is the plan in terms of when we want to announce and talk about these things and when we plan to release them? And what kind of show does that mean we have based on these different... So it's not just, well, just show like I could make every showcase awesome. Just make Todd at gunpoint talk about his plans for TES VI. Like, yeah, I don't have anything to show you. I'm just going to talk about it. And we would all go, oh my God, this sounds fucking amazing, right? But he's not going to do that, not even at gunpoint. So now,
shoot me,
right? Like now, what do I do? Because I can't just make him talk about TES VI for 30 minutes every year. So you've got to figure out what do we actually have to show, and that's a big thing for me. I think we want to do even more of than we have in the past, which is like show the games, let the games do the talking.
Something to show, but do you worry about it being like, well, we're going to put out this week conference this year?
A little, yeah. But at the same time, we have a lot of stuff going on, and every year can't be the year that you talk about Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield for 30 minutes. So if you only do it those years, then you're not going to do it all that often because Todd takes a while to make his stuff. So,
Sure, get the gunpoint out.
yeah, well, at this point in his career, I don't even think gunpoint works.
So what Pete is doing here is he is setting up our expectations for this year's E3 showcase.
And every year can't be the year that you talk about Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield for 30 minutes. So
by saying no, not every year will be as good as, let's say, Bethesda's E3 showcase back in 2015. He explains this by saying it's not every year we can do a big E3 showcase where Todd comes out and gives us a big 30-minute reveal or in-depth look at Bethesda's next huge title. He also doubles down on the fact that Starfield won't be shown at this year's E3 showcase, as he says that Todd takes a really long time in making his games, and that he wouldn't even come out to talk about said games even if he were at gunpoint. So again, Pete Hines is actually telling us that this year's showcase won't be a big Bethesda conference like, say, 2015 or even 2018's for that matter, as Bethesda are still not ready to share what Todd's team have been working on for all of these years, and that they would, in quotes, rather let the game do the talking instead of Todd just coming out every year and talking about, say, the Elder Scrolls 6, even if it wasn't in a state to be shown yet. And so with everything Pete Hines has alluded to about this year's showcase, it is with a heavy heart that I must tell you that Starfield nor the Elder Scrolls 6, or even maybe Bethesda Game Studios Maryland for that matter, will be a part of this year's E3 showcase. I'm sorry, I believed it too. Which of course means we will not be seeing Starfield until most likely 2021. I mean, yeah, this may suck for a lot of us. Again, with all the evidence there, I truly believed that it was coming this year as well. But on the bright side, it does give Bethesda more time to perfect this game, and with this being a brand new IP, that is a plus. And after the continued mess that was Fallout 76, it's clear that Bethesda definitely need to go all in on the development of this game. They need to get this game right. And it gives them another hands-on year with the next generation of consoles and hardware after the systems have gone public this fall. It'll give them time to play around with the new technology and work out all the kinks before Starfield's likely release. I mean, look, I know this may not be what people want to hear right now, but honestly, I'd rather Bethesda took their time on this title than just rushing it out. Because honestly, there is so much riding on this game and getting this game right. And actually, looking at it now, I believe this is actually the smartest thing Bethesda can do when it comes to the development of Starfield. So again, it does suck we're not getting it right now, but at least it gives them time to actually work on perfecting this game, because honestly, after 76, they just need to get this game right. So again, going into Bethesda's E3 showcase this year, don't expect to see anything regarding Starfield or the Elder Scrolls 6, because honestly, it's not going to be there. But what do you guys think? Are you upset you won't see Starfield at this year's E3 showcase? Let me know in the comments down below. Best ones get featured in the credits of these videos. And if you liked this video, hit that on that like and subscribe button. And again, we are so close to 8K. Thank you all so much for that. And until next time, please stand by.